So your red blood cells carry oxygen, but your white blood cells, they carry generational genetic records. So those cells, they carry the history of previous generations. The word genes is the word generations. And we've taught this here in this church. Nobody is as a result of themselves. Everything that you are is as a result of the people that have been before you. Now, when your spirit man enters those cells, it is going to find history in those cells. And it is then covered in the history of those cells until you meet Jesus. When Jesus enters your life, your spirit man is raised, but once the spirit man is raised, he is raised with a different history from the history that he finds in your cells. You are aware that genetics are so powerful that they can carry disease as history. And that's why sometimes the doctors in diagnosing you will ask if this is a hereditary or a generational sickness. All of that is in you. So from the time that you were formed, in that formation there was high blood pressure. From the time that you were formed, it just waits for a particular time for it to show up. That's how genes work. And some of us, we carry the traumas of our parents. And that's why depression also can be generational. Nothing happened to you to cause you to be depressed. Maybe your mother went through a traumatic event that caused depression on her, and that depression went so deep into her cells that when she conceived you, you inherited it. You don't have a history or a bad trauma, but suddenly you are suffering because it's part of the history that was in your genes. I heard of a history of the woman. There was a breast cancer in their family. Her grandmother had breast cancer. Her mother had breast cancer. By the time she was in her 30s, she decided to remove both her breasts to try and not have the cancer. And the cancer sat on another part of her body. The history that she carried right in her body carried the disease. Now, when your spirit comes alive, it introduces a whole different historical records. What is that historical records that your spirit man introduces? That which was written in the books concerning you. Remember when he formed you in the secret place, there are things that were, because he knew that where you are going, there are also records. There are things written in your genes that are the history of the previous generations. And that's why now the believer can arise